Assalamu alaikum. This is me Abdul Rahman, and the topic for today's video is Law of Learning by Edward Thorndike. So, Edward Thorndike was an American psychologist. He was also known as the modern educational psychologist. He works on animal behavior and the learning process while he came up with the theory of connectionism. So, what was his theory of connectionism? He says that the behavioral responses to the specific stimuli are established through a process of trial and error that affects neural connection between stimuli and the most satisfying response. So, his theory of connectionism described the relationship between the stimuli and the response. He basically says that the more the strong relationship between stimuli and response, the greater will be the learning. So his theory of connectionism was also known as SR theory. His belief in connectionism uh, result in the primary laws of learning. And what were the primary laws of learning? That were the law of readiness, which was given in 1913, the law of exercise that was given in 1930, and the law of effect in 1932. These laws are known as primary laws of learning. So let's move toward the law of readiness. Actually, the law of readiness is also known as law of action tendency. Readiness means that you are prepared or that you are ready to perform a particular task. So the law of readiness is basically depend upon the three or four factors, that if you are not ready physically, mentally, or emotionally, you are unable to perform the task or action more effectively. So, our readiness is basically equal to the learning. Means that if you are not ready to learn, you can't learn it. For example, a student sitting in the class, he is physically present in the class, but he is not present mentally. So, what happens? As teachers ask a question to that student, he or she was unable to answer that, or she or he will be unable to answer that because he was not present mentally there, even he was present physically. So for the readiness or for the learning, there should be a readiness which is basically our physical readiness, mental readiness, and our emotional readiness. So if we are not ready to learn in all these perspective, we will not able to learn that thing or achieve that thing. Next is the law of exercise. This law says that behavior is more strongly established through frequent connection of stimulus and response. Means that if there's a greater relation between the stimuli and the response, and if you're practicing the same thing again and again, you will be get more efficient in it and you will become more good in it. For example, this law also explain the SR association. For example, if you're practicing math sums, and if you're practicing again and again, you will get you will by that with the passage of time, you will become good in it. And if you are going to improve your handwriting, if you are improve if you are if you want to improve your drawing, or um, if you want to improve your driving, you have to continue that process, you have to continue that actions or that exercise, so that you will become good in it with the passage of time. So the more we will practice something, the more we will exercise something, the more we will get good in it. So basically, this law explains that. Next is the law of effect. So this law is can be explained with the help of unpleasant consequence and pleasant consequence. For example, if you have a pleasant consequence of any action, you will do that action again, and if you have unpleasant consequence, you will avoid that. So this is basically depend upon the effect of the action that have you done. So For example, we will consider the first example as Thorndike puzzle box. In this, the cat is placed in a box where the cat can see the food which is placed outside the box. The cat can open the door with the help of lever that is in the box. So, cat that is placed in the box after several attempts to get out, the cat accidentally presses the lever. The door opens and the cat eats the food. This gives the cat a player. So, what happens next when the next time the cat will be placed? The cat will get out of the box quickly with from the first time because the cat is getting the food from the box. So this gave player to the cat, so he will definitely do that action again and will do that action faster. For example of so let's move toward the next examples of law of effect. For example, if some student is awarded because of his good performance, this bring pleasure to him and he will continue his performance and he will try to improve his performance. And if you get a electric shock from an electric wire, what happens? You will avoid electric wire. You will avoid touching the electric wire, and if your good behavior is appreciated, you obviously do that behavior next time. And the next example is traffic challan. If you get challan by the traffic warden, and it because you feel unpleasant and you have to pay that challan, next time you will avoid that behavior, that action that brings challans to you. So this is from this is all from today's video, and we have learned the primary laws of learning that were given by Edwin Thorndike. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe my channel.